So if you have your traditional keyword list, which will look maybe something like this, it doesn't look like conversations. What we want to do is try and give them, firstly, some kind of personalization context. Why that's important is if you have a chat with ChatGPT, for instance, and you ask it for some vegan recipes because you're vegan, and then a week later you ask it for some running shoes, it remembers that you're vegan. So the searches it's done then are specifically for like cruelty-free brands or brands that don't use leather. So there is this layer of personalization that we've never had before. Now, there isn't a perfect way to do this. It's very difficult. One of the ways that we've been doing is essentially describing your ideal customer profile to ChatGPT before asking it what kind of searches would someone maybe use with you in a conversation for this information. You can either do that with a custom GPT if you're programming at Verse, or you can just use the API and kind of bundle that information along. You could have 20 different profiles if you like to get a spread of the types of people you're dealing with. You don't have to have one monolithic like persona. But this will give you an idea of the spread of queries and the ways that people might type that into chat GPT or Google AI mode. So you'll get normally like 4 or 5 prompts it will give you per query, and it'll be combinations of how people find that information. So like, what's the best running shoes for a beginner, or specifically for a vegan, or specifically, I've told it it's a middle-aged person like me. The other thing you can do is try and map the rest of the conversation further down the funnel. So again, obviously, kindly introduced also asked is obviously our tool to do this, which maps people also asked data. So what people also ask data is doing is essentially giving you the next most likely question someone's going to ask from how Google has clustered that data. So if someone's looking at, they've got to how much they want to spend on running shoes, they're going to be asking questions like, how much quicker do good running shoes make you? So, if I spend £200 instead of 50, am I going to be running faster? And then there's questions about specific brands like lifespan. So these are all of the related questions that Google knows people are likely to ask. And these are the kind of things I'd expect to see in a query fan out.